Hello, nonfiction readers and writers. Today, we're going to think about the importance of reading charts and graphs as you read nonfiction texts and research. Many times, there are charts and graphs embedded in your nonfiction books, whether it's a textbook or it's a book you're reading about colonial America or it's a book you're reading in science. You will see charts and graphs in all sorts of nonfiction resources. So we're going to think about why it is important to learn about how to read graphs and how to look carefully at charts. First, you want to think about the purpose of the chart or graph. What is this telling me, and why did the author choose to put this chart or graph in their book? Or why is my teacher showing this chart or graph to me, and how does this connect to what I'm learning about? Then you want to look very carefully at all the parts and analyze the data. What is it telling me? A lot of times charts and graphs are shown to show trends over time, especially in history. Then you want to think about, what does this tell me? What am I going to take away from this graph or this chart? And how does it connect to what I am learning about? So I'm going to show you how to do this. This chart right here is really a line graph, and you've probably seen line graphs in math or possibly science. Well, I know you're learning about colonial America. And when I look at the title, I see that it's about Africans as a percentage of the total population. I see two lines that are going up. The trend is going up over time. I see one line that's remaining pretty steadily. So now I'm going to analyze that data. Okay, I'm looking at that red line. That is going up. And along the bottom, I see dates. If I put the red line and the title together, that tells me over time, the African population increased. And if I look down at the legend, I see that the African population increased in the British Caribbean. The other line I see that is increasing is the green line. This line tells me that the African population is increasing over time because it's going up. And if I look down here at the key, it says that that happened in the southern British mainland. So in the south, the population of Africans increased. Now the blue line, I know my head is in the way, but that stays pretty steady over time. And down here at the bottom, you can't see it very well, but that says the northern British mainland colonies. So that tells me that the Africans in the northern area, the population stayed pretty steady. So what does this tell me? This tells me that there's one place where the African population stayed steady, and that would be in the northern part. The other two places where it grew was in the southern and the British. And that kind of goes along with what I've been learning about, is how the enslaved African population continued to grow in the South. And the enslaved Africans were used for labor in the South. And that is it. So happy reading charts and graphs today.